why does the traffic log show as application is not applicable? If I'll go this one for application is not applicable, go into my system. So if you see, you will see incomplete lots of places, right? In case of TC fin is also there. You will see incomplete message in case of aged out sessions as well, because aged out means we have basically lost that traffic, right? So you will see all these details. They have exchanged only 2 packets, and these packets are repeat count, right? Means they are not getting the proper replies, means TCP3 handshake is not completing, right? So if I'll take example of, let's suppose this machine, if I'll open this one, you will also see application incomplete here because TCP3 handshake has been not completed successfully. That's the reason. Okay. Now if you see next question, which is not applicable. Sometime we will get our application as not applicable. So if I'll go into my this one, if I'll do a search for not applicable, you will see some logs, right, which is not applicable. Why we will see this kind of message? Let me tell you guys. For that you have to, if you want to understand this one, you have to understand the application shifts, guys. So what I will do, let me just, I'll have one image for application shift. Okay, just give me a second. I'm just opening that image. That image will clear everything. Okay, so I just go down. I don't want to draw that image again and again. That image is already there. Okay, this is the image for application shifts, right? So if you see this diagram, this is my Palo Alto firewall, right? If this TCP3 handshake will not complete, in that case I will get incomplete application as a incomplete, right? Now let's suppose when this TCP3 handshake has been completed, right? After that they will send this HTTP messages, right? So your firewall will detect this application as a web browsing, right? Now let's suppose we have allowed this web browsing, but we have we are having one rule, which is dropping your SSL. Or let's say SSL is also allowed. Okay. So let's suppose from this machine we are coming with this web server, and this is a Facebook server. So we have now we want to open this facebook.com. So we have go to into this browser, we have typed www.facebook.com, right? So TCP3 handshake has been completed. Now they will send HTTP get message, right? And after, because they realize, because HTTP has hosted over HTTPS, right? So they will do the application shift and they will basically move towards your SSL. Now application is SSL, right? Let's say we are having one rule in our firewall, and what we are just having this rule, which is Facebook block rule. Means now we are blocking the Facebook, or maybe we are blocking this SSL. We are blocking at SSL level. In that kind of scenarios, you will see that particular message, which is application, or which is application is not applicable. Not applicable means my firewall is not able to recognize what is the application. So in basically this message generally will, when TCP 3 handshake will complete, but when application data will flow from your firewall, and your firewall will not able to detect it. Or maybe when they are exchanging this HTTP get message, this data has been deleted or maybe dropped by any reason, right? In that kind of scenario, you will get application is not applicable. Okay, now sometimes you have seen we will get this message like connection, or we can say we will see the session and reason which is aged out. These are most popular question in the interview. Why we will get that message? So let me tell you. So what I will do, if I'll go to into my, if I run this command show session info, right? So we are having some timers value, right? We are having some timers value. We are having timers value for TCP, for UDP, for ICMP, right? If I'll see here, TCP default timeout is 1 hour, right? TCP session timeout before send plus ACK received is 5 seconds, right? And TCP 3 by handshake needs to be completed within 10 seconds. Right? So the thing is, if this particular timer value is expired for some session, in that scenarios, and let's suppose what happens, let's suppose your system has sent the SYN message, right? Let me take this color. So we have sent the SYN message from this client machine till this server, right? Now when this server give the reply for SYN plus ACK, he has taken lots of time. In that scenario, you will get a message which is aged out. Generally, you will get this message with the DNS request, guys. The DNS works on UDP, and for UDP, we are having very less time. UDP have a timer which is 60 seconds, guys. Okay, and UDP default timer is 30 seconds. So this is a timer value. Sometime that what we have created the UDP session, right? And after 30 minutes, if we will not exchange any data, in that case also you will get a timeout, which is if you get a message which is session and reason is aged out. So what I can do, let me just clear this one. See, there are multiple messages you will get with the reason which is aged out. See, traffic is aged out, right? And I also want to do one more testing here, because in my policy what I'm having one deny rule for Netflix and YouTube. Okay, so what I will do, I'll go to into my end machine, type here ns lookup www.netflix.com. First I will look for the IP address of www.netflix.com. So DNS request is timed out, right? If that request is timed out, which means we will get a message which is, so we will get one message in our firewall which is aged out message we will get. Okay, not sure why I'm not getting netflix.com IP address. If I'll type at www.netflix.com, I will also not able to open it because I am having one rule on my firewall which is blocking this traffic. Okay, I'll go there into my monitor tab. I will refresh the tab here. What I can do, let me just set the automatic refreshment here. Okay, I also need to do one thing because I have removed the route as well. So let me just add the default route. After that, I just want to show one more thing here. Then only these DNS requests and everything will be resolved. 0.0.0.0/0 interfaces Ethernet 1/1 0/0. Next up is 192.168.1.1 IP address of my home Wi-Fi. Let me just do the commit. When this commit will complete, that time only I will able to see the logs here, guys. because right now all these requests is dropping at the routing level. Okay, so the aged out reason is always happens if you will not receive a response at the proper time, or maybe if some session is timed out, in that case also you will get this particular aged out message. Let me just see. So commit has been completed. Now if I'll go to into my end machine, if I'll type here www. See, these are the IP address of netflix.com, right? If I'll go and if I'll just refresh this one, okay, I'll go into my system, refresh this thing, and if I'll just do a filter on the basis of this IP, and you will get all the basically packets with respect to this netflix.com. Let me go. See, Netflix base is initially denied, right? And it has denied, right? Let me go into the second page and I'll just do the see, it is denied by this particular rule, right? But the thing is, why we are able to identify this is a Netflix traffic, because it has been dropped at the level where they have completed the TCP three-way handshake. Okay, that's why we will able to see this one. So this I want to show you. One more rule is there. Okay, now what I will do, now let me move towards the next section. So this is the reason of aged out, means when your session is timed out. Sometimes we have seen with the few packets, we will see the session ID is, so sometimes we have seen the session ID in init state. So what I will do, if I'll go into my firewall, show session all. So right now there is no session. So what I'll go to into my inside machine, I'll just refresh these pages. I'll just refresh them, okay? And I'll go into my system. If I'll type here show session all, right now you will see few sessions, right? Let me just go into this session. Show session ID, this one. So right now state is active. Let me just look a session who is having ID which is in init state. So let me just go for Google base. Show session ID. This is also active right now. Show session all. Let me just look for this SSL. Show session ID. Okay, all are in active state, right? So if I'll go into my browser, into the session browser, here from here also I can see the session details, right? So I'm just looking for the session who is in, this is also in active state. Let me just look, I will look here because here I'll got the result easily. All are in active state. Let me go down somewhere. This is also in active state. This is also in active state. See this particular session which is having the session ID 330, right? Show session ID 330. The thing is stays in it. The meaning of this state is in it is that sometime what happens, let's suppose, because this session ID, they are having some few fixed length, right? Fixed length of number, like a port number, they are belongs to between 0 to 65535, right? So which means we can use port number between this range only, right? So this session ID also have some range. And the thing is, when we will see a stage is in it, which means now this particular session ID, which is right now is 30 here, right? So let me just go a little bit up, which means now we can allocate this session ID with another session. Means if another session come, maybe he can also use session ID 330, because in it means now my firewall has done with the communication and this session has been released. Now we can use this session ID one more time. So the thing is, this stage is just for the reusing of our session IDs. Okay, this is the meaning of our session ID state if it is in init state. We will have a few stages, like there is a one stage which is opening. Opening means you will not see opening state, you will not see closing state, you will not see in your firewall, guys. But there, these are also multiple states we are having for a session. You will always see like init, active, or maybe discard. These are the stages you will see on the firewall. This opening, closing, these stages will not see. So init means you are reusing your session IDs, guys. That is the meaning of session ID stage, which is in init state. Okay. Sometimes you will also see few sessions have a session ID 0. Why? Why they have a session ID of 0, guys? If I'll go into my monitor tab, let me tell you, in your firewall you will see these logs. If I'll go to into this session ID, if I'll create a filter with 0, you will see there are few sessions which is having session ID 0. So the thing is, what happens, you will get this session ID 0 in case of your traffic is dropped by the firewall. So what happens, let me tell you, let me just tell you with an example. I will use the same example. Okay, so what happens, you have completed the TCP 3-way handshake, right? Okay, and the thing is, whenever basically you have completed this 3-way handshake, now let's suppose you are having one blocking rule for an application, right? In that scenario, if traffic is dropped by the firewall, means your firewall have exchanged few packets, and he has, after that, when application data is coming, he has dropped the packet here. In that case, because he have already exchanged these packets, so he will generate one session. In that case, he will allocate one session ID, right? Let's suppose if your firewall is dropping this session at the SYN packet itself, this SYN request is dropped by your firewall. In that case also, you will see the session ID is 0. Okay, so session ID 0 means your basically your security policy is hit, and it is also allowed that packet, but after that, due to any reason, maybe firewall is dropping that packet at the other stages. In that case, we will get session ID which is equals to 0 here. So that's the reason of why, that's the reason of when we will open these things, see, action is dropped, right? Session ID is due. This traffic is coming from outside to outside. Deny by the deny all rule, right? So, and they will also exchange few bytes, right? After exchanging few packets, my firewall is dropping that particular connection due to any reason. If I'll go into this packet, see, they've exchanged few bytes, and after that, if you see, repeat count is 1, packet is 1, right? And received byte is 0, packet sent. So only one packet they have exchanged. They have sent these many bytes on that packet, and packet has been dropped by the firewall. So that when my firewall drop it, it will basically give the session ID 0, right? And you will see this session ID is allocated for all the intra-zone traffic, because I'm having one deny rule, I'm blocking all the intrazone traffic, right? Because this rule is dropping everything. So that's why if there is any intrazone traffic, that traffic is dropped by my firewall, and that time my firewall will allocate the session ID 0. Okay. So if you see these kind of these, see if you see this particular packet, they've exchanged one packet, but you will see multiple packets with that deny statement. Okay. So that's the reason of you will see sometimes session ID 0 in your packet, guys. So these are the few questions which I want to discuss with you guys with regards to your interview. Thank you guys. Take care.